As some of you know, I spent the past couple of months back in the United States, taking care of some business and attending a 50-year high school class reunion, where somehow I found myself amidst a bunch of old people. Go figure. But it gave me the opportunity to reconnect with some friends, including Jessa, a young Filipina whose province upbringing is in stark contrast to her life now in a small town America. Jessa met her American husband in person in the Philippines rather than online, but what she has to say should be helpful to those men out there who might be communicating online with a Filipina. Indeed, it can also be good information for any Filipina out there who is considering a relationship with a Western man. So with that, class is in session for today's lesson that I've entitled Relationships Through the Eyes of a Filipina. This is my friend Jessa, and we go back a ways, about 3 years if I remember correctly.
Yes, because, we moved here like 3 years ago in Sarcoxy, so that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, yes, and that was before I moved to the Philippines, and but I'm back here, and we reconnected a little bit.
And Happy to see you back.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Now, can you, yes, tell me how long you lived in the United States and what brought you? You said it's been about 3 years. What brought you here?
It's actually 6.
6 years. Oh, okay.
I've been here 6 long years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I think what brought me here is, other than being one of my dreams, is like my husband brought me here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. And then where did you live in the Philippines before?
I lived in the metropolitan area, and prior to coming here, Tony and I stayed in the province for a year.
So yes, we have Charlie here, and she's how old?
She's 4.
She's 4. Okay.
Yes, she's 4.
All right, and she's growing up in a household that the background of the parents, it's quite a mix of cultures. Mm-hmm. How do you navigate that with her?
So, you meant by navigating is how we kind of like, teach her about
both cultures, yeah.
So, she knows, probably not aware, but when, after we went on a vacation in the Philippines, she showed interest in knowing a whole lot about Tagalog words. And every time I talk to my family, she always asks like, what's that mean, Mom? So, it's kind of like, but prior to us going there, I've been showing her like Filipino nursery rhymes, and, just letting her watch. And then sometimes I talk to her like that. But without her experience, playing with them or meeting them, it's hard for her. But after she met them, she showed interest and more like, I want to know more.
Oh.
So it's a good thing because, even if I talk to her in Tagalog, she always comes home in an American house that she talks to her dad in English, and then going to daycare, she talks to her friends in English. So, it's got to have to be balanced.
Do you think that eventually she would just be bilingual then?
I'm hoping so. She's smart enough, and although it takes time for her to know my language, they said that having two or mixed babies, they tend to have slow growth when it comes to language, if they're trying to learn both.
Right.
Especially my
overload.
Yes, but they did it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what's been your favorite thing about living in America?
So I really like the opportunities, job opportunities, and it's everywhere, and less discrimination.
Okay.
So
right.
that's one staying here, or like
By discrimination, are you saying like age discrimination?
age discrimination, height discrimination.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I can tell you more about that. Yeah. And yes, Tony had experienced that when we were in the Philippines. He saw a wanted poster, like, you know, wanted helper. One of the stores looking for a sales lady, and they are requiring a pleasing personality. You gotta be this specific height. You gotta, you know, you had like a bachelor's or whatever degree you needed. Really. And then here you see, you know, they're open for as long as you're capable. You have, you know, the ability to do the job you're in.
Right.
So.
Okay. All right. And what would you say so far has been the least favorite thing about living in America?
Debt.
Debt. Okay.
That's very American, right?
That's kind of the American way, right?
Yeah. So what people don't realize is that for you to be able to buy things or get a house or a car, you gotta have to have a credit. You know,
Right.
they will, you know, they will approve your, you know, they will approve you based on your credit score.
You think that's something that if you're talking to a Filipina that's prospectively going to live here, that's something you need to warn her about?
You can tell them, I think I can tell them that, but it's hard for them to believe me. You know, it's like, because I didn't realize it, and even though Tony told me that before, I don't have a clue. Because in the Philippines, we're all like, especially if you're from the province, it's like all like cash basis. You know, you get scared like having a credit because how am I gonna pay that? Right? So here, if you don't pay your bills, you're out. So yes.
Right. Okay. Is homesickness an issue, and how do you deal with that?
The first couple of years that I've been here, yes, you know, homesickness is really your enemy. And being my first 2 years, you know, not knowing that there's like a Filipino community around, it was tough, you know. And then I got pregnant, and then that's more like homesickness, having like, I don't have family around close by, although I have my husband and my mother-in-law, you know, having my side of the family, not being here, you know, it's like you kind of have that homesickness. But I, you know, coping up with it, having the social media, being able to talk and video call with them, you know, that helped a lot. And staying busy, you know, especially during the winter season, that's when I get like so depressed, you know, it's like just the cold. I'm not used to it. From the humidity. So
I spent 17 months in the Philippines and came back here for a couple of months, and I'm not used to it already either.
I know, it hurts my back, but anyway,
Yeah, all right. Many American men have Filipinas that they're corresponding with online, hoping to someday bring them here. What would be your advice to those men?
Don't do it. Still, right? No. Just try to get to know each other. You know, make time. Don't rush. You know each other. Enjoy that part, and you'll never know.
I asked Jessa if there are any red flags that men should watch out for while talking online with a Filipina, so that they know she's actually genuine when it comes time to meet in person. She struggled with that, but I think in true Filipino fashion, she wanted to make sure she did not offend her fellow countrywomen. But she finally did come up with this answer.
I think watching the 90 Day Fiancé show, I don't know if you're familiar, but you can see a whole lot of red flags there, like when it's a time, like the American and the Philippine time, you know, the time difference. So sometimes when the man make the effort to call you in the middle of the night, you know, just to call you like in the daylight in the Philippines, daytime, and then you kind of like makes all the excuses, and you know, I think that's one of the red flags that if he's making a way to make time with you, then you should at least do,
Right.
you know, the favor and do the same.
Okay.
And if you are not genuine enough, you know, I think it's much better to be upfront about how you feel rather than, you know, let it stretch a long way and then go far and both of you are like hurting each other.
Right.
Emotionally.
What about red flags for the Filipina to be watching out for?
So I think from my own experience, I think I once think of this before, like we thought of the Americans as like all millionaires, because you know every white people we see, they're all rich kid. So,
Yeah.
so not that, you know, you don't have to mingle or date Americans that are like, you know, in the lower class. It's not that, you know, just don't expect that every Americans are rich,
Right.
you know. So I think both, you know, gotta be genuine. That's my advice. You know, you gotta know, you have to be honest, you know, to each other, you know, how you feel, you know, what your goals are, you know, if you're really wanting to pursue the relationship or you wanted somebody else or whatnot. You just gotta be honest.
Okay.
That's it.
When at all possible, would your advice be to have the American man actually go to the Philippines and meet in person rather than try an online dating relationship?
I mean, it's always nice. It's always a plus to meet, you know, your online date in person, because you know you kind of get the feel of how they are, you know, and it's important that when you start getting to know each other, it's important that both of you are like, because there's a whole lot in that, you know, the cultural differences, you know, the communication. It's just not, some things we like get offended right away, but you know, for Americans it's just like, I'm trying to be just like confrontational, just trying to be, you know, upfront. But for us it's like we're very sensitive to the point that we're just gonna be like, so are they, you know?
Right.
And don't understand, it's just be, you know, mope on the side and just,
Yeah.
you know, be mad at our partner for like a week or so, you know.
The dreaded tampo.
Yes, the tampo and being more artist. So, you know, I think it is important, it is essential that you guys, you know, meet each other in person, give the time to know each other and do a lot of things that are, you know, common interest, and meet the family. That's also one of the,
Right.
and you know, that's also a plus if you guys go to that point where you wanted to, hey, I want to bring her to the U.S., and that's a, you know, a big help for your immigration process. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know, I know everybody. This is United States is the land of opportunity. You know, so I don't know nobody that don't, or you know, never dream of coming here. I, you know, never imagined my whole life that I will be able to be here. And you know, when I met Tony through family, you know, it's like we had to take time to get to know each other. You know, I don't know if you know, but he made the time and effort and went to the Philippines and stayed there for a year. He, you know, he fought with that heat and humidity for love.
Good job, Tony.
So, you know, and he succeeded.
Very good.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any final thoughts for the viewers?
Just, you know, enjoy and get to know each other, have fun, be honest. That's it.
All right. Thanks.
Well, I hope you men out there, and even you ladies, got something valuable out of what Jessa had to say. I will be back in a few days with more, but for today, class is dismissed. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and above all, subscribe. Thank you.